Oh, should we drink like the Queen? I think we're supposed to have the finger up, aren't we? Well, welcome to A Cup of Tea with Bree, where I'm getting to know some amazing people around North Queensland. And today I have with me the beautiful Nardine Collier. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Great to have you in for a cup of tea.
Thank you, yes.
Now, I hope you like the tea.
I do love the tea, and the teacups are beautiful.
They are beautiful cups, aren't they? So tell me, where were you born?
Darwin.
Darwin. You're
Up
a Darwin
north.
girl.
Darwin girl.
Whereabouts in Darwin?
Jingley, if you know where that is. No? Near Casuarina. Everyone knows Casuarina. Big shopping centre.
Yeah. So what made you move to Cairns?
Love, yeah. So I ended up in Alice Springs, where I lived for 20 plus years, and then met a guy who I actually went to school with, high school with, and he happened to be here. So what can you do? What's a girl to do?
So how long have you been in Cairns for?
So for 1 year I did the long distance thing, backwards and forwards. That was fun. And then I think 2 years I've been here now, full time.
At least it's a big plane.
Yeah.
It's not one of those little tiny planes we hop on.
That's right. Yeah, it's actually a good flight. 2 hours, you get to have a little drink.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Perfect. So in your family, which child are you?
Can you tell?
The eldest?
Yes.
Yes. There we go.
Yeah.
So how many siblings do you have?
2. Yeah.
2. Younger brother?
Younger brother,
And
younger
a younger sister.
Yeah.
There you go. So what was it like growing up?
They did what I said.
True leader, spoken like a true. Actually, my child's thing's really interesting. But anyway, so yes, spoken like a true first child. I'm first child of the second 2 children. So
right, yes.
Yeah. So what did you want to be when you grew up?
I had no idea, honestly. I still had no idea when I finished high school. I sort of thought I wanted to go to the Sydney Conservatorium because I was a violinist at that point.
Wow.
And I got offered a place and my mum said, music's great, but you need to have something to fall back on. I said, what? She said, go and do law. So, you do what your mum tells you.
Wow.
So I did. I chose that path instead of music, and I think it was probably a good
idea.
Path. Yeah.
I'm sure you'd be making millions as a violinist.
Yeah, it'd be a different life though.
It would be a very different life.
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't know you could play violin.
Yeah, well, I haven't played for years, so I'm really rusty.
I'm sure that you could pick it up again though.
Maybe. It would sound awful. I mean, you can still play, obviously, but, whether it sounds any good or not.
Wow.
Yeah.
So tell me, when did you start your business and why did you start your business? Because tell me about your law story.
So I've been a lawyer now for, how long? 22 years, maybe 23 years. And I started off at Legal Aid doing criminal law, which was fun. And then...
I bet.
Yeah, it was fun. And then they moved me down to Alice Springs. It was supposed to only be for a month, but I stayed there, ended up staying for about 20 years and became a partner in a law firm pretty quickly and then was out on my own for many years as a sole practitioner.
And then you got into family law?
Sort of in family law from the very beginning. Once I moved out of criminal law in Darwin straight into family law. So I've been doing that for a long time.
So what made you choose family law?
I just fell into it, honestly. I came to Alice Springs and they needed a family lawyer. I knew nothing about family law, so I pretended for a long time. And then one day it just all sort of seemed to make sense. Not that long ago. In all seriousness, family law, it evolves a lot. Things have changed so much over just the 20 odd years I've been in practice. So it's something that you do have to constantly keep on top of.
Yes, I can imagine. Well, it has. It's not as, the women just get the kids now.
Yeah,
and,
completely.
It's really different because I'm a child of divorce. So it's completely different to when I was a child, 20 years ago. Yeah. Maybe 30. Gosh, nearly 40. To now. Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah. So tell me something that people don't know about you besides the violin.
Oh God, I don't know. I'll have to think about that, what they wouldn't know. Well, I suppose I used to be really shy as a kid. So the sort of shyness where if I tried to talk to someone, my mouth felt all rubbery and, even into my early 20s, I've just this incredible shyness. So I mention that to people and they go, rubbish.
Yeah.
By then I've normally had a couple of drinks and I'm not shy.
We've come a long way.
Yeah, it's something I had to work really,
especially
really hard at.
Especially being a lawyer, you've had to learn to get up and speak.
Work really hard at it. So to the shy people out there, I know how it feels.
Oh,
yeah.
Actually, I was really shy as a child too. No one believes me either.
That's right.
So what's been one of your greatest personal achievements?
Oh, look, you'd have to say your kids, don't you? Do I
don't
have to
have
say
to.
my kids?
No.
No, I'd better say my kids.
Someone we had on yesterday said divorcing her first husband.
Oh, God. Well, I do hear that a fair bit.
Yeah.
No, it would be my children for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, and also my stepchildren. There's 3 of those, that has been something that's been amazing for me, is to have these beautiful kids accept me and love me.
Yeah. And what about biggest professional achievement?
I think moving to Cairns and starting again, which I found really, really difficult. So I went from being the little fish in the big pond or is it the other way around? The big fish in the little pond in Alice Springs, where I just opened my door at 8:30 in the morning and people came in, and the only marketing or advertising I did was I had something in the paper, or the yellow pages, sorry. To go from that to nobody knows you, you've got to market yourself, you've got to market your business, you've got to get people coming through the door. I found that a real challenge.
I bet.
Real challenge. But thanks to Pakmag, things are starting to pick up and get busy. So I see that, I think that's happened in a pretty short space of time.
That's
so
great.
I'm pleased with that.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
So if you could have 3 people in the whole universe, whether they're dead or alive, for dinner, who would they be?
So I'm glad Bree gave me some warning about this one, because I would have been getting well, I'd like to say Hugh Jackman, just because I think he's so gorgeous.
He's great. I love The Greatest Showman video right now.
Yeah, and he also, I've heard him speak and he seems really entertaining. I'd love to see the Queen. I'd love to meet the Queen. She reminds me so much of my mum. She looks exactly like my mum used to look. Yep. And I've been watching that series The Crown on Netflix, so I'm a bit in love with the Queen at the moment. And then I guess the third person, it would be interesting to have someone like Kate Middleton or one of the younger ones to see whether, what that's really like, living that sort of life. Yeah.
Incredible.
So, there you go. Lots more though. There'd be lots of people
It'd be a huge, yeah. But if you had to pick, it's hard to pick 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
And my dog has made his very comfortable with you today.
Be welcome for dinner.
He's been very persistent to get in these videos, and Nardine was insistent that he joined us today.
Yeah.
And what about the best piece of advice you've ever been given?
I don't know if it was given to me or if I just worked it out for myself, but it was to be true to yourself. Just work out what it is that makes you passionate, that you love to do, and do it, and be honest with yourself along the way, and be honest with other people. It's probably the thing that I treasure most is honesty and loyalty. So being true to yourself is the place where you start, isn't it?
That's a beautiful piece of advice. Thank you. Well, thank you so much, Nardine, for having a cup of tea with me today. Did you like it?
It's a pleasure. Yes, it's lovely. Thank you.
You wanted 2 sugars, so I just put my finger in because I'm pretty sweet.
Thanks. I wonder if it's a sort of tea I'd have with the Queen, though.
Probably. Oh, should we drink like the Queen? I think we're supposed to have the finger up, aren't we?
Right.
So don't forget to subscribe to watch future editions.